but he doesn't need it. Well, that's kind of interesting, because if you think about those things, then how does that really apply? What took place here with Peter, how does that apply to you and I today? That's the most important question you can ask. Which one of us is most like Peter today? Which one of us is most like Peter today? I can raise my hand and tell you that I have been the one that has asked that question, why, God? Why? When I inadvertently discovered the beginning of the changes with my eyesight, I was scared, I was sad, I was depressed. But I got angry, and I asked God, why are you doing this? There was no question in my mind that he led me into a field where I was helping people with their eyesight. I was able to make a difference. I was able to share my faith with people right there in the exam room. Why would God allow this to happen? It's so easy for you and I to do that. It's so easy. Our perception is like Peter's. Jesus nailed it when he said, you don't have the things of God in mind. You have the things of men. I didn't have God's things in mind when I was asking him, why are you letting this happen? I don't want to lose my sight. Why? God has a plan. And just like I talked about in the children's message, God knows what is best for you and I in every single situation of our life. Who is it that you and I claim to believe in? Do you really believe that God is who he says he is? Did the disciples believe that Jesus was truly the Messiah, that even if he allowed people to put him to death, that he would be raised to new life in 3 days? No, they didn't. I'll tell you that right now, because you know why? Because death is the end. It's over once somebody dies, right? Jesus said, no, it is not. And I'm going to show you that it isn't. I'm going to let them put me to death because I'll take all the sin of the world with me. But then I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to show you that death is not the end because I will have the victory. And I want you to have the victory. God raised him to new life in 3 days. Is this the God that you and I believe in? Where do you believe in God that way? Do you believe in God upstairs here in your head? Is that the way that you understand God? Is it just an intellectual thing? Or do you believe it here in your heart? What's God's will and plan for you and your life? You know, God never says that we don't have the right to ask him why. But you know, there's two different ways that we can do that. I think it's important for us to ask, what's the motivation behind our question? You know, we live in a society today, and we had a devotion in our elders meeting that was right on the money with this past Tuesday night. We live in a society today where we have become so self-sufficient that we no longer need God. Think about that. Do you really need God every single minute? Do you stop and ask him, well, you know, I was going to go to the store. Do you think I should be doing that, God? Or do you think I should wash the floor today? Do you think we should take a ride today as a family? Do you think I should do my homework? Do you think I should be working on my sermon preparation today, God? Where does God fit in the equation of your life? Who is God? Do you believe him to be when we say those three different descriptions of God: omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. All-powerful, all-present, all-knowing. But we become so self-sufficient that, you know what, that's really not that important anymore. You know, it's important to me on Sunday. It's important to me maybe if I bow my head to say a prayer of grace before a meal. But do we allow God to invade our life all the rest of the time? Do we allow His Spirit to work its way in to help us to constantly remind us of who God is and that everything we have, in Dewey's prayer this morning for the offering, everything we have comes from God? Do you handle everything you own as if all you are doing is being the custodian? That it's all God's in the first place? I think if you stop to look at God in those terms, it will change the first question up there. Why God? It'll change it from being a demand. I want to know an answer, God. I want to know why you didn't do this. Why didn't you act in this situation? Why didn't you help this person out? Why does this person seem like they continue to struggle? Why? When they need healing, why don't you answer?